President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi praises the heroes who sacrificed their lives for the sake of the country. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry holds a series of meetings with a number of his counterparts in New York on the sidelines of the 74th UNGA. British flag tanker heads into Dubai port after Iran release.
Welcome back. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Friday praised the Egyptian heroes who sacrificed their lives to defend the country. On his social media account, the president said that terrorism is trying to destroy the country, adding that the Egyptian army is the shield that will defend Egypt against terrorism. President al-Sisi added that the battle of combating terrorism is not yet and will not be won without the will of the Egyptians to eradicate it.
On behalf of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Defense Minister General Mohammed Zaki raised the memorial of late President Gamal Abdel Nasser in commemoration of the 49th anniversary of his death on Saturday. The commemoration was attended by a number of senior leaders of the armed forces and the family of the late president. After laying the wreath, Minister Zaki, the General Commander of the armed forces, met with the family of the late president, conveying the gratitude of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the Egyptian people to the sincere national efforts exerted by Nasser to support the nation-building process, serving the causes of his nation and supporting the peoples and their aspirations and their struggle for the independence and freedom. The minister pointed out that the great people of Egypt, with their conscious national leadership, are making a new phase in their modern history.
Egyptians defied calls for spreading chaos and gathered in key squares and streets all over Egypt in support rallies of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. In Cairo's Nasr City neighborhood, Egyptians flooded to the area of the memorial of the unknown soldier, carrying banners, "No to Chaos" and "No to Terrorism." Elsewhere, in the Nile Delta Governorate of Sharqiya, a huge rally brought together people under the banner "No to Chaos" and called for maintaining the nation's security and stability under the leadership of President al-Sisi against all attempts of sabotage. In Upper Egypt's Bani Suef Governorate, Egyptians organized a rally in support for the country's stability, voicing their absolute rejection for calls of powers of evil to destroy the country. Similar marches were also held in Alexandria as well as the Canal cities. The crowds expressed their full confidence in their leadership and extreme rejection of calls which aim only to hurt national security.
On the sidelines of the 74th UN General Assembly meetings in New York, Egypt top diplomat Sameh Shoukry held meetings with a number of his counterparts and attended ministerial talks on Syria and Libya in addition to Iraq. Shoukry also held meetings with his Dutch, Greek, Cypriot and Finnish counterparts. The meetings tackled boosting bilateral ties as well as issues of common concern. Meanwhile, Shoukry attended a ministerial meeting on Syria, and in his remarks in the meeting, Egypt's top diplomat reiterated Cairo's firm stance on the Syrian crisis and hailed the recent announcement of the formation of the Syrian Constitutional Committee. Shoukry also stressed the necessity of combating terrorist groups and foreign militias operating on the Syrian soil, especially in Idlib. During his participation in another meeting tackling the Libyan crisis, Shoukry reaffirmed Egypt's commitment to reach a political solution to the Libyan crisis. He also called on all conflicting parties to return to the negotiating table in a bid to hammer out a peaceful solution to the country's crisis to achieve Libyan unity, security and stability.
The General Command of the Armed Forces issued a statement on the latest efforts of combating terrorism in the country. The statement said the Air Forces destroyed 33 terrorist hideouts, as well as 7 4x4 vehicles used by the terrorist elements. They added that both the Army and police killed 118 terrorists, and that the military engineering corps were able to defuse 273 explosives. 37 vehicles and 42 motorcycles were also destroyed. Meanwhile, border guards confiscated tons of drugs. 1 officer and 9 soldiers fell martyrs during the operations.
The Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Al-Imam Al-Akbar Sheikh Ahmed Al-Tayyib, hailed the efforts exerted by the armed forces and the police and their sacrifices in the war combating terrorism. The last operation against the terrorist organization resulted in destroying the hideouts and seizing huge amounts of weapons and explosive devices. The Grand Imam reiterated support to the Egyptian leadership, the armed forces and the police forces in their fight against terrorism. Al-Tayyib also mourned the families of the martyrs, the Egyptian people and President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi over the death of the soldiers, wishing recovery for the injured.
The British-flagged oil tanker Stena Impero headed into port in Dubai on Saturday